So here's an interesting little story I wanted to share with y'all. Chris Licht, who's the new CNN CEO, reportedly looking to bring Charles Barkley to CNN for a news primetime show. CNN is reportedly interested in bringing inside the NBA analyst and former player Charles Barkley to their primetime lineup. Chris Licht has been putting his mark on the network's programming since he was appointed president last year. In January, he made a move to shake up the primetime lineup by beginning to air Overtime, the post-show segment from Bill Maher's HBO program, Friday nights at 11:30. Now, according to Puck's Dylan Byers, Licht has turned his attention to Sir Charles as an option for a show in primetime. Byers wrote, Licht is now in negotiations to bring Charles Barkley to CNN for a news-oriented primetime show. Two sources with knowledge of the matter tell me, yes, Charles Barkley. The show would see the 11-time NBA All-Star, Hall of Famer, and current mega-popular TNT Inside the NBA analyst interviewing newsmakers, journalists, and other guests about various topics of the day. The conceit is that a genuine, outspoken, and often humorous figure like Barkley might be a bigger draw than the traditional self-serious newsman, that's a weird way to say it, and might be better suited to ask guests the kinds of questions that average Americans actually care about. When asked about the reporting by Mediaite, CNN senior VP Matt Dornick demurred, but pointedly did not deny Barkley's being lured by the network. Quote, Chris is having conversations with dozens of culturally relevant individuals from the world of news, sports, entertainment, and comedy. If a deal is made between CNN and Barkley, he will continue to do his duties as an analyst for TNT's Inside the NBA. He signed a contract extension in October 2022 that the New York Post's Andrew Marchand reported was worth over $100 million for 10 years. God diggity damn, bruh. Barkley's not the only person Licht is reportedly interested in bringing to the cable news network. Gayle King of CBS This Morning is said to be in Licht's mind for her own primetime show. Okay, so remember, we talked not that long ago, this guy wanted either a show with Bill Maher or a show with Jon Stewart. Now, I think Jon Stewart is under contract with Apple, so that's probably not going to come to fruition. That would be the best, in my opinion, best option that there is. So they went with Bill Maher. They're just putting his Overtime segment on CNN. It's interesting because Bill Maher doesn't really care about that Overtime segment. He clearly is trying to get out of there every time you watch it. And so, I think it'll do better in the ratings than anything else in that time slot would do, but I don't think that brings much of a, big change to the network or anything. So now he's shopping for more people, settling on Charles Barkley. Now, here's the thing about Charles Barkley. I'm sure I can go back and find a dozen statements of his that I find, horrifically stupid, that I just think are super ignorant or dead wrong factually or whatever, right? Having said that, I would totally watch this show. Look, and I think I'm biased, to tell you the truth, because I'm a huge Inside the NBA fan. I love those guys. I love Shaq, who, by the way, is like the biggest corporate sellout on the planet, but you still can't help but love him. I love Shaq. I love Ernie. I love Kenny. I love Chuck, they call him. I get upset when it's not that original cast there. No disrespect to Dwayne Wade. No disrespect to anybody else who fills in, but nothing beats that original cast. And it's a super successful show, not just because the NBA is popular and people like to watch that, but the interesting thing about Charles Barkley and that whole crew is they are ruthlessly honest and authentic and genuine. And Charles Barkley, even though he would probably tell you, I'm not the most politically knowledgeable, I don't follow the stuff inside and out, I'm not all that versed in a lot of it, but I'll tell you what I really think, and I'll be straightforward, I think that would make it a successful show. Even though, again, I don't think he has the base of knowledge to really pull it off, but I'd rather watch him be authentically wrong than watch some newsman douchebag be inauthentically right about something, or just boring, right? So this is actually the first, other than the Jon Stewart show, this is one of the first ideas, I guess you could say the second idea, that I actually really like, and I hope they do it. Now, here's the downside, though. I don't think they're going to be able to pull it off, because Charles Barkley is super comfortable. He makes a gazillion dollars. He's doing what he likes with NBA on TNT, which has him working, once a week usually, thereabouts? Maybe rarely twice a week. When they do March Madness, it's more or whatever, but he doesn't have to work that many days, and he makes a gazillion dollars. With the CNN show, he'd probably have to work every day of the week. He doesn't want to do that. Why would he want it? I don't blame him. Why would he want to do that? And I don't think he cares about politics, but I don't think he cares about it nearly as much as you would think. Or enough to do a show specifically political. but I would totally watch this show, man. Even though sometimes he drives me crazy, he's just funny and authentic, and I like that. So if CNN actually tries to go towards more authentic content, they would be so much better off. But the problem is, the kind of host you need for CNN to be successful are both authentic and correct. And this is like, Charles Barkley would just be authentic. He wouldn't necessarily be correct about stuff. But I always tell you guys this. There's systemic reasons they would never pick somebody who would actually do a good job. Because you're not going to have some fire breather on there calling to redistribute wealth and tax corporations more and tax the wealthy more and redistribute it and give people health care. That directly threatens the bottom line of the company that you would be working for in that scenario. So they don't want that. They don't want that. And they usually try to avoid controversy. Well, the Charles Barkley thing is a good sign, at least, that they're like, they aren't necessarily avoiding controversy. Because he's a controversial dude, and he says what he really thinks, you know? So, anyway, I totally watch it. I don't think it's going to happen. I love Charles Barkley, even though sometimes he drives me crazy. And there you have it. All right, guys, that's the show. I love you all very much. Everybody do me a big favor. Click the like button. Subscribe to the channel, please. I'm begging you. Subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 1 million subs. We're climbing. Don't know how long it's going to take to get there, but I would really appreciate it if you guys get me there. If you watch this show at all, subscribe. Even if you hate me, give me a hate subscribe, please. Anyway, do that for your boy. I love you to death. Shout out to all the people on Patreon who support this channel. You guys make it work. I've never had a conversation with an advertiser, all because of you guys. Go ahead and donate over there, $5 a month just to help your boy out. Think of it as a nice little tip. You guys keep it going, and you keep us independent. Right? I don't have to talk to any advertisers or anything. Links in the video description box if you'd like to support. Again, massive shout out to all you guys. And then thank you to everybody who subscribes to Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack too. You guys are awesome. You guys keep that show totally independent. We never do any ad reads. We never talk to any companies. It's all just pure from the bottom up. And you guys help build it. And of course, everybody check out the show on Spotify. We're trying to build out a base elsewhere because, YouTube doesn't treat us the best, and so we want to have some base of support elsewhere so that, we're diversified, if you will, right, with how we deliver the show. Anyway, I love you all. I'll talk to you soon. Everybody have a great rest of your day. If you want to see me and Crystal Ball interview legends like Noam Chomsky, Cornel West, and more, subscribe to Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack. $5 a month gets you the video version a day early. Remember, we take 0 ad dollars for this podcast. Or you can sign up on Substack for free and get the audio version a day later. Link in the video description box below.